with Professor Reshma. This video is continuation of the chapter The Living World. In the last video, we had studied about respiration, importance of food, growth, excretion. If you have missed that video, I have put the link in the description box. So let's get started. Stay tuned till the end of this video because at the end I have put some questionnaires. The next characteristic is responsiveness to stimuli. What is happening here? So this is a mimosa plant, and you can see when this person is touching the tip of the plant or the leaf, slowly by slowly, one by one, the leaves are closing. So this process is called as responsiveness to stimuli. So what is happening? The mimosa plant is, when it is being touched, that touch acts like a stimuli. Stimuli means anything that is happening to the plant. And in response to it, because someone has touched the leaf, in response to that, it is closing its leaf. It's shying off from the environment. Therefore, a stimuli is any action, like how we have seen in the video, a touch. Any energy. Energy means a solar energy, the sun's energy, or a change in the surrounding. So what can be a change in the surrounding? A sudden fire or a flood. So these are like changes in the surrounding. So these are called as stimuli. And when we respond to it, it's called as responsiveness to stimuli. So now this responsiveness to stimuli can happen only by living things. So living things are able to identify the change and react to it. So thus responsiveness to stimuli is a characteristic of living things. So non-living things do not understand that there is some change happening around them. So they do not respond to them. Now let us look at these three pictures and one by one understand what's the stimuli and what's the response. So in the first picture, we are seeing a sunflower facing upwards. So why is it facing upwards? So in the sky, we have the sun, which gives out solar energy. So the energy attracts the sunflower. So the sunflower will always face towards the sun. And as the sun moves from east to west, the sunflower will also change its direction. So the solar energy is the stimuli and the change in direction of the sunflower is its response. Coming to the next picture. The next picture we see a potted plant kept near the window. Now how and what is the response and what is the stimuli? The same way, the solar energy or the sunlight is the stimuli. Now you can see that the plant has bent a little. But why it has bent a little? Because it wants more of the sunlight. So it will bend in the direction where it will get more sunlight. So again here sunlight is the stimuli and the bending of the plant is the response. Coming to the third picture. Now have you all any time touched the flame of the fire? What would happen? You would immediately take your fingers back. So and then next time you know that we should not touch the fire because our fingers will get burnt. So here the fire or the flame is the stimuli and your taking your hand back quickly is the response. So now the next characteristic that we are going to study is reproduction. Now, reproduction is basically producing or giving birth to an organism that looks like you or looks like the organism giving birth. Therefore, living things reproduced other living things like themselves. And the process by which living things generate new living thing like itself is called as reproduction. Okay, So reproduction can take place in two ways, either by laying eggs or by giving birth to young ones. So you all know that the hen lays eggs and small chicks come out from the eggs, and your horse, it gives birth directly to a young foal. Okay, every living organism has a definite lifespan. That means there is a definite period of years that the organism lives. So living things are born, then they grow, they reproduce, and then they die. So the period for which living things live is called its lifespan. Some living things have a shorter lifespan, some have a longer lifespan. Some have a lifespan of 1 day, some have a lifespan of 100 to 150 years. So depending on the organism, the lifespan varies. Let us take an example of us human beings only. So when a baby is born, it slowly grows, and then it grows after a certain 20 to 25 years, it reaches its adulthood, and then in the next 25 years it starts growing older, and then finally it will die. So this lifespan is seen in each and every type of organism, only that it may be short or it may be long. Now what is a living organism actually made up of? So let us look at this wall. This wall is built by small pieces of bricks. So similarly, every living organism is made up of small pieces or units called as cell. So there is a cellular structure in each and every organism. So living things are made up of a small unit called cells. Now living organisms can be of two types based on the number of cells. Unicellular organism, that means there is only one cell in that organism. That entire organism is made up of just a single cell. So in the picture you can see there is this amoeba. Amoeba is a organism, but it is made up of a single cell. And there may be other organisms that are multicellular. These multicellular organisms means they have many cells. So for example, human beings, we have cells in our hair, we have cells on our skin, we have cells in our organs that are present inside our body. Okay, so the presence of cells is the main characteristic of living things. Now living things can be useful as well as harmful. To whom? To other living things. So there are some living things that are useful to other living things. There are some living things that are harmful to other living things. Now let us see with this table and understand what are the characteristics of useful and harmful living things. Now useful living things, they are used in household or in industrial purposes. And harmful living things are some examples like plants and animals that are harmful to man. Useful living things can be used as food and medicines, whereas harmful living things spreads diseases and causes death of man or other living organisms. So examples like potato, apple, fenugreek. So these are plants that we eat. And nettle, colocasia, datura, these are also plants, but they are harmful. So animals like dogs, sheep, cows, we use them. Whereas insects like spiders, lizards, snakes, they are harmful to us. Now other animals like horses, camels, they can be used for occupation. Another example of fungi or algae that can cause water pollution. Okay, so living things are made up of cells, and they can be useful or harmful to other living things. Now look at this picture here. What kind of animals are these? Yes, these are wild animals. Wild animals are those animals that are present in the forest. that cannot be domesticated or cannot be kept in our homes. Animals that hunt other animals for food are called as predators. So these wild animals mostly are predators. They kill domestic animals and people. Now that we have understood the chapter, let's start with a small quiz. Classify the picture as living or non-living. A. Living thing. B. Non-living thing. The correct answer is non-living thing. Question number 2. Animals grow as long as they live. A. True. B. False. Correct answer is false. Question number 3. Name the process by which food is broken using oxygen. A. Respiration. B. Photosynthesis. The correct answer is respiration. Question 4. During the process of photosynthesis, what do plants take from the soil? A. Water and nutrients. B. Chlorophyll. Correct answer is A. Water and nutrients. Question number 5. Identify which of the below statements represent the characteristic responsiveness to stimuli. A. A dog walking in the park. B. Bending of a plant towards the sunlight. The answer is B. Bending of a plant towards the sunlight. Question number 6. Which of the following is a correct pair of a stimuli and response? A. Touch and closing of leaves of mimosa plant. B. Wind and falling of dead leaves. Correct answer is A. Touch and closing of the leaves of mimosa plant. Question number 7. Choose the correct pair of animal and its respiratory organ. A. Fish, gills. Human, skin. Correct answer is fish has gills. Question number 8. State whether true or false. Plants store their waste in the dead leaves. A. True. B. False. The correct answer is A. True. Question number 9. Choose the correct pair of animal and their young one. A. Horse, foal. B. Cat, puppy. The correct answer is A. Horse, foal. And the last question, identify the unicellular organism. A. Ant. B. Amoeba. The correct answer is B. Amoeba. So hope you have understood all the concepts. Do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you and see you in the next video.